and then with this technical stick.
Right, bonus. Look at that. Are we repeating a video that I did just a week ago? Was it 2 weeks ago? Or was it I don't care? That was close. Hey everybody, welcome back to Koi Pond Lifestyle. So what have we got on today? I had a comment a couple of videos back when I was putting in the aquarium asking about the temperature in the water on these really hot summer days we've got now. Is this just boiling the water basically? Is the temperature increasing very high in here? Because when the fish are in it, so is it doing the fish any good and whatever? So we're gonna have a look at that today. I've got myself one of these floating thermometer things that I took out of my filter system, that I basically just take the temperature gauges from the filter system in there. So I've taken it out of there and I'm going to put it up inside this upside down aquarium, fish tower, whatever you want to call it, and see what the temperature is in the middle of the hot day, in midday sun. So a couple of hours before midday, we're going to give it a couple of hours to get to full sun in midday, and then we're going to take the readings and see what it's like. And if it is high, I need to look at doing something different. If it's the same or different or nearly right or whatever, then not as much action. But if it is going up and this is raising the temperature too high for the fish, we're going to have to do something about it. So let's crack on.
Right, so basically this thing has got like a sticker thing on it. So it'll stick like this to glass, so we'll put it on the inside and then we'll just monitor what the temperature is. So if we take a reading now, before it goes in, 23.8 degrees out in the sun, let's just put it out in the open, stick it in the water, give it 10 minutes. Okay, so that's the temperature right now, 19.6. So let's get it up in the tower and see how hot the water is in there. We'll give it an hour or so in there. So we get the sticky thing, stick that inside first, like thus, and then with this technical stick, I'll push it up. Here we go, push it up the glass. That's easier than I thought it was going to be. There we go, all the way to the top. That's about as high as I can get it. That's almost at the top. So there you go. Okay, let's give it an hour or so and take some readings. Right, so the temperature gauge has been in for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. And we've got visitors here. Hello. And so let's just see what the temperature is after an hour. 19.9. So that's 0.36, something like 9, yeah. So 0.3 of a degree warmer in there than it is in the pond. So, okay, nothing major. I'm going to give it another half an hour or so and then get another one. Okay, it's been in there for ages now, so this is the last reading we're going to take. Let's have a look. 20.5. Okay, so that's a little bit more, but that's almost like a degree, nearly a degree above what it is in the pond. But let's just get it out and put it in the pond. So let's put it back in the pond, because the pond temperature might have gone up. And let's see if it goes back down again. So if the pond's 20.2 or somewhere close, obviously the pond temperature fluctuates. Yeah, there you go, see? And this is the temperature in the pond now. Just basically just chuck the probe in the pond. So that's not too bad. So there you go, okay.
Right, so there you go, that wasn't too bad, was it? But I think what I'll do, maybe get some shade here. Like that. There we go. Got some shade up as well now. There's plenty of shade over the pond. And over the aquarium. So it should hopefully reduce the algae growth in the aquarium, which I want to set something straight as well. When I first cleaned that, I said it had been in for 3 weeks. It had been in for 3 weeks then. But I last cleaned it 12 days ago. So it's on its first day in, maybe it just takes a while. But I cleaned it again after, it was about 12 to 15 days. So nearly 2 weeks now. It's this last thing before I need to do it. But now I've got this sunshade over it. That should be even better now. Should give us a bit more shade. And away we go from there. So it's all good. Right. You're not going to believe this. Just after we did that bit, I came in a couple of times, saw a couple of fish flashing. It's back. I've done a couple of scrapes, and when will it ever end? Fluke are back. So I'm going to try something different this time. I'm going to try some Fluke S this time. I can't get hold of any of the Fluke Solve. Steve only had the Fluke M in. So I've had to nip over to another supplier, and they had the Fluke S in. Now I wanted to get the Fluke P or the Fluke Solve, because they've been kind of recommended by a lot of you people on here. Thank you very much for all your comments you put down at the bottom. Fantastic. We're all doing a lot of learning with this. So anyway, I've had to go with Fluke S because that's all that the supplier that I went to had in at the time. So I'm going to do this. However, there's a job I've got to do first, and needs doing before I put the Fluke treatment in. Can you remember when I had the black stuff on the walls, and the black stuff was causing me problems? A few of you on there were saying you need to get a Hoover Fond Vac, and I thought, yeah, I do, yeah, good idea. Where can I get a second hand? Can I borrow one? And all of a sudden this little light bulb went off over my head. I've got one of them, sure I have. Years ago I had one, put it in the loft of my garage. Ta-da! I do them all the time. Can you believe it? So I'm going to get this rigged up now. I've got to kind of rig it so that I've got to put something inside to catch all the slimy bits, and then I'm going to try to get the water to go back in the pond. So I've done all the filters. I've done all the little filter floss. I've done all the filter floss ones. I've done the skimmers ready. That's going to be fired up in a minute. I'm going to do the filter floss in there. I've done this. I've done that. So I'm ready. So I'm going to get that fired up. And we're going to do the pond walls with that and see if it's any quicker, because lots of people were saying get it done with that and it'd be a lot quicker and a lot cleaner. I'll follow your lead on that one and get it done. Let's crack on. Right, just while I'm setting this up, I had an interesting conversation with this other supplier I went to, who one of his friends used to go to school with now works for the Environment Agency, and believe it or not, they're having the same problem in their rivers and their other water courses that potentially we're having in our ponds. The depletion of oxygen, parasite infestations, the lot. So I said, well, what does he reckon then? And he reckons it's because of the late frosts we had. It's sort of caught everybody off guard. So I don't know, like I say, the environment is having a nightmare as well, apparently. I thought I'd let you know about that. Anyway, let's get this rigged up. See how I've got it on. I've had to put it on here so that it's higher than the pond. It's one of those vacs that when it fills, turns off and empties. And I've got like a sock thing inside to hopefully catch all the bits, but I'll give it a whirl and see what happens. So okay, so we're rigged up. All my pipes ready to roll. I'm going with this nozzle to try. I'm going to try that first. If not, then I'll probably go to that. So I say I've never done this one before with this. Let's have one more look at the clear pond, because it's about to get filthy. Right, done the first couple of feet of the first wall. Pros and cons with these things already. Tried to use that one, couldn't, because it blocks up really quick. It's only got a small aperture, you call it aperture, so can't use that one. Null and void. So I've had to use this one, but it's scratching the fiberglass a little bit, so I'm going to have to go steady on that. I'm just going to pull out of here now and see what I've collected in my little bag. Right, bonus. Look at that. A big bag of black stuff. So, pros. It seems to grab that before it goes out, so that'll just go straight in the bin. Load that back in. Rock and roll. So let's carry on with this, get it done. Right, another bag of the black stuff. Now, note to self doing this, every day is definitely a school day today, is if I ever have to do this again, and God forbid, I don't, keep on smiling, is, or if you decide to have to do this yourself and you got one of these vac things, is do the bottom first, because I started at the top, I started working my way down, now I can't see anything, can't see the bottom. So I don't know where I'm hoovering now. So I'm going to have to give it half an hour, let everything settle a little bit and then crack on. Just while I empty this next bag of black stuff. Ooh. That was close. Right, just while we're waiting for the pun to sort itself out, I want to do a big shout out to one of our subscribers, a young lady called Jocelyn Molinari, if I've got your second name right. But she's been a bit poorly recently. She had a couple of operations that she's just recovering from at the moment. And I'm told she watches these videos. So if you're watching this video, Jocelyn, from myself and everybody on your channel, get well soon, mate. And I hope you have a speedy recovery. Right. It's pea soup in there again. Have a look. Look at that. Ain't got any fish anymore. It's just pea soup. Even the aquarium's got on murky. Oh dear. Remember that film, Groundhog Day? Oh dear. And I've got another Fluke treatment to do after this as well. Are we repeating a video that I did just a week ago? Was it 2 weeks ago? Or was it I don't care? Just... Oh dear. Anyway, this. That's done alright actually. I've been quite impressed with that, because I've taken 3 bags of that stuff out that I had to go take out the filters last time. So it has done better, and it's only taken me, say, 40 minutes to do the last 2 sides. I mean, to be honest, like I said earlier, every day's a school day. If I ever do this again, I will start at the bottom and work my way up, because I started at the top, worked my way down. By the time I got halfway down, I couldn't see Jack. I don't know who Jack is. Diddly squat, nothing, nip, zip, note. But anyway, so yeah. Another thing is maybe wear some waterproof trousers. Looks like I've wet myself. Leaned up against the side of there with blood in water as well. But anyway, okay, folks, it's getting late, so I'm going to call it a day, I think, and continue this video tomorrow. What I have done is I have added, or decided to add, a dose of Koi Master's Advantage. Why have you done that? I've done that because I'm told it flocculates. So it grabs particles out of the water, dumps them down to your bottom drain, over to the filter system. So at the moment, as you can see, the pond is looking like it's been dosed, as well as the green stuff. So I'm hoping that overnight it all dumps down in the bottom drain and ends up in the filters. But as you can see, I've used a hell of a lot of water clearing things out at the moment. So because my pond is gravity fed, I can't run the pond at the moment because my water level's too low. My water level should be where that line is, the white line, and it's down here. So I can't run this pond yet, can't turn the pumps off yet, so anyway, vortex is clean, brushes are clean, redosed that with some bacteria because I emptied it. I had to empty it because it was just full of rubbish. This bay I've done nothing with. I've only changed the floss, the filter floss on there that will catch stuff out tonight. and then I've done nothing with the other bay. I've got the feed in higher at the moment because I need to fill to get the pumps back on to get the pond operating again. So I used a little bit too much water than I expected, but it had to be done. So let's fast forward to tomorrow and see how it's going. And 24 hours later. so yeah, 24 hours later since we decimated the pond again, turned it nice and green. But as you can see, it's clearing quite well. I think that stuff I put in, that Koi Master's Advantage, I think that probably grabbed a lot of the stuff, chucked it down into the bottom drain and into the filters. I had the filter floss in that bay there, and that caught loads. I've cleaned that twice since last night. Once before I went bed, and then another one first thing this morning before I went work. I thought I better clear them just in case any blockage while I was at work. So that's done really well. I waited until later on to dose the Fluke S, so that's now gone in, and it better do it, because I mean, the guy who had it off me said keep hitting them, but you know, keep your 7 days or whatever day treatments are. Apparently there's a guy who uses that supplier that I went to, and he does 3 lots. He doses for three sessions. I can't remember exactly what he said, but so he said, yeah, just keep hitting it until you've done them, because this year has been quite an exception for parasites. I had to turn off the UV, I turned off the skimmer, and I stopped feeding water in. So I did those 3 things, and I'll do those for the next 2 or 3 days. It said for a minimum of 3 days, keep the UV off, and any protein skimmers you've got to keep off apparently, and something to do with carbon filters or something, you know, bypass them or don't use them for 3 days as well, minimum. So maybe with Fluke S is a little bit different, but I don't know. So that's pretty good. So let's just have a quick look around and see how it's affected other things, because as you can see, I've got to put the upside down aquarium back on, and I'll show you the filters. Actually, I've done pretty good with the filters this time because of that hoovery thing. But let's have a quick look. Okay, so pond walls are zipping. You just see in there, looking good. I had another go at them earlier on when the pond cleared a little bit. It seems to have cleared quite well. So you see all the walls are now clear. Ka-ching. Which is good. No, filters. Filters have done quite good actually. I'm quite chuffed with the filters. Because of that vac I used, I've got very little rubbish in my filters. You know, nowhere close to what I had last time. But I got my little friend. Not that little one. That one. So I'll just waz that off. And then fantastic. So it's all good. Right, in between these 2 jobs and sorting the rest of the sort of the second day of this video, just been watching. I've just put some food in and been watching the fish, still spitting food out. So I'm not out of the woods yet, and I've got some more of this Fluke S to dose again in 7 days time, and I'm going to probably follow the expert's advice and keep hitting it until I've done it. And I think that's the way forward with this, because it's a pain in the bum to put it politely. There we are at the moment. I'll keep reporting back on this and see how it's going. But yeah, Fluke S. So you know, Fluke M. I think I've used Fluke M in my pond every time I've had Fluke now, and I think maybe that the Mr. Fluke is getting a little bit used to Fluke M, so I need to try something different. And on that bombshell, that's the end of this video. If you've liked the video, please click the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed it down the side, click the notification bell to get notification of new videos, and share to all your friends. Thanks very much for watching. This was Groundhog Day. Koi Pond Lifestyle.